We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः Bhadram Pashyemakshaभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षोररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We are studying Mandukya Upanishad with Shankara Bhashyam, and we are in the third chapter, 18th Karika. There are several words in Vedanta which reveal a special meaning regarding the world. We studied Prapancha Upashamam in the previous chapter. In this chapter, we are studying Advaitam. For all seekers who are interested in Brahmajnana, the word Advaitam is a very, very important word. It has got tremendous significance in our understanding of the universe. And that is exactly what we are trying to understand in the third chapter. There are 48 verses which are describing one word, Advaitam. So you can imagine how important this word is and how Shankaracharya's grand guru takes up this one word and writes 48 verses on that. It's an amazing experience to go through these verses. The significance of the word Advaitam helps us to understand ourselves and the world. The moksha purushartha is easy. Earning $1 million may be easy in the world. Reaching Kailash may be easy. But to reach our real Swarupam, which is Advaita Swarupam, it takes a long time. The main obstacle is our mind. Our mind has got a very limited capacity to understand the world. Very limited capacity. When we look at the world, we see some trees, some buildings, some objects. That is okay. But what is behind the world, what is behind the sense organs, what is behind the mind, which powers the mind to see and experience the world, is something very, very different. Generally, when we study Upanishads, we get paroksha jnanam. There is some Brahman, there is some Atma, which is Nirvikara, and so on. We don't get the benefit of the study of only the Upanishads Vakyams that paroksha jnanam, which says there is something called as Brahman or Atma, has to be converted to aparoksha jnanam, which is that Brahman or Atma is I. That takes a very long time. This is called as Brahma Anubhava. And that Brahma Anubhava is Aham Brahma Asmi. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. All the Mahavakyams, they talk about this Anubhava. Because this Anubhava transforms us. And it gives a totally new vision about our own self. Different acharyas, when they teach different Upanishads, they interpret the Upanishadic mantras as per what they have understood. So there could be some subjectivity. But when we study Shankara Bhashyam, the way Shankaracharya explains the Upanishad, we get a glimpse of that. In my experience of Vedantic study, I have found a tremendous difference when I read the commentary of Shankaracharya on different Upanishads. Tremendous difference. I mean, I do not know. I'm sure most of you can verify this. The depth in which Shankaracharya explains the Upanishadic mantras is truly amazing. He is able to illuminate and bring out the content of those mantras to our intellect, so that our intellect can also see what exactly he was experiencing. One of those beautiful mantras is chapter 3, Karika number 19. When we do the mantra, you will understand the depth and the significance of how Advaitam can transform our vision of the universe. Let us first study the 18th mantra. Today we will start with the 18th, which is a fairly simple verse, but the notes are fairly big. So I would probably run through the notes with you because the meaning is simple. But the 19th mantra is a very important mantra, and it brings out a lot of technical points which help us with logical reasoning for Advaitam. So with this short round, I will get into the 18th mantra, which we have to start today.
Advaitam paramartho hi Advaitam paramartho hi Dvaitam tadbheda uchyate Dvaitam tadbheda uchyate Tesham ubhayatha dvaitam Tesham ubhayata dvaitam Tenayam na virudhyate Tenayam na virudhyate.
See the depth of this mantra. What does this mantra say? Advaitam is the ultimate reality, which is Paramatma Swarupaha, Nirguna Swarupaha. That is the Adhishtanam of the entire universe, which is Sat Chit Ananda, or you can call it Turiyam Atma. So this is Advaita Atma. What is the world which we experience? The world which we experience is a product. It is an effect. So Atma is Advaitam, always remains Advaitam. Advaita means what? Non-dual. It alone is. Duality which we experience is the world. Dvaitam is Jagat. What do the dualists say? The dualists say that reality and world are of the same order are in the same order. But Advaitam says there is a difference in the order of reality between Atma and the world. Now we will see, this is the gist of the mantra. Now we'll try to understand how Shankaracharya explains this. Advaita paramarthaka means Advaitam is paramarthika satya, higher order of reality. Throughout now, in all these mantras, we will be don't forget that Advaitam Atma is of a higher nature compared to vyavaharika satya. Vyavaharika, there is Dvaitam. In the transaction field of waking state or dream state, there is duality. And in this duality itself, there are two versions. But both are lower order of reality compared to Atma. Swapna means dream. The dream world and the dream experience is pratibhasik dvaita. This is one type of duality. The waking state is another type of duality. It is called as vyavaharika dvaita. Now, what about Advaitam? Advaitam is a higher order of reality compared to this Dvaitam. So what Shankaracharya says is, between Advaitam and Dvaitam, there is no contradiction at all. Whereas everybody else, all other philosophers, they say there is contradiction. How can you have Advaitam and Dvaitam together? So that is the difference between Shankaracharya's philosophy and all other philosophers. When we talk of Advaitam to Nyayika is a logical philosopher. For him, there is no higher order and lower order. For him, everything is vyavaharika. There is no paramarthikam as far as he is concerned. So the other philosopher, I mean, you see, why we study Nyayika? Nyayika is just a philosopher. Even we may be thinking in the same way like Nyayika. For example, all seekers, when they come into the study, they might forget there is something called as paramarthika. And keep on analyzing Atma with reference to the same vyavaharika satyam, which is a mistake. And many times our mind will say, how can it be possible? How is it Atman, which is Nirvikara Swarupa, which is changeless, and how is can be possible in this world of Dvaitam, where everything is changing? Where is Advaitam coming? So, Naiyayikas or all other philosophers, they feel Dvaitam and Advaitam cannot coexist. Suppose you say Dvaitam is right, Advaitam must be wrong. This is the way Shankaracharya explains this verse, number 18. In a family, there could be a contradiction. Should I listen to my wife or to my mother? It is possible in Dvaitam. But because Dvaitam and Advaitam are opposed to each other, accepting one automatically means rejecting the other. So, Shankaracharya brings out this problem with the other philosophers and he says that they are not able to understand Advaita at all. If Dvaitam is real, they say Advaitam also is real. So then where is the question of difference between the two? That is what is the confusion with the other philosophers. So this is the gist. Now Shankaracharya keeps on commenting on and he brings it. See, now first of all, this is the beauty of Shankaracharya. He gives the gist of the mantra as a commentator on the mantra. He gives the gist first, and then he expands with the help of Shruti Vakyams. Shruti means Shruti means generally Upanishad. Sometimes he quotes the Smriti also, which is the Bhagavad Gita or Purusha Suktam and so on. So here he takes 5 or 6 references of Shruti and Smriti, 6 mantras he takes to explain this one verse. He quotes 6 different mantras of Chandogya Upanishad and so on. Advaita Paramatma is a non-dual Atma and it is absolute reality. Shankaracharya says, you take Shruti Vakya, you take Yukti, Yukti means reasoning, Anubhava means experience. So with the help of 3 pramanams, Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava, he says all of them they support Advaitam only. Because it is the absolute reality. And Dvaitam, the world, is a product of Advaitam. See, this is the way he analyzes and he tries to convince the intellect of seekers. And whenever you have one which is of a higher order of reality, automatically the other becomes lower. Vacharambanam vikaro nama deyam mrityika satyam. This is Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 6, 4th section, the first one, the first mantra. See, Chandogya Upanishad gives the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. You are that Brahman. You are that absolute reality. Don't take yourself to be the body, mind, and whatever you experience in the vyavahara as absolute reality. It is relative reality, no doubt, but it is not absolute. Here in this Chandogya mantra, it takes the color and the element. So what does it say in this mantra? It says that the red color belongs to the fire. So fire is the substance, is the reality. Redness is its effect. So the red color of gross fire is from subtle fire. Subtle fire means the subtle element fire. The white color is from water. The dark color in the fire, we are talking about the fire itself. When a fire is there in the Homakunda, you can see sometimes the red color, sometimes you can see the white color fire, sometimes you can see the black color, sometimes it is mixture. What Upanishad says is that these different colors in the fire in the Homakunda are the products of the three elements. And the fireness of fire is gone when your focus is on the three elements. So fire is only a name indicating a certain condition of the three colors. So he says the three colors are reality. Fire, the name fire is, it's how you focus your mind. So Karanam is Satyam. What he wants to say is Karanam is Satyam. Cause is reality. Karyam is Mithya or it is unreal. So Brahman is Satyam. Turiyam is Satyam. Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, waking, dream and sleep state are Mithya. So Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. Karanam is Satyam. Karyam, which is Dvaitam, is Mithya. We see Bheda, we see differences in the world. Division is there in the world. It is Karyam. So there can be many products, many people. Multiplicity in the Karyam is possible. Like you have gold, gold can be in the form of a ring, chain, bangle, and so many different Karyams. So he quotes another Chandogya Upanishad and he says, world comes into being from existence. That existence is Sat. World is Karya. Sat. The reality is Sat, Chit, Ananda or Sat aspect. In this particular mantra, he talks about the existence portion. So, Advaita introduced as Karanam first. That means before the world, there was Advaitam alone. And that was the Karanam. Initially, that is how Chandogya Upanishad explains the world. Idamagre asi ekam eva advitiya. World is Mayikam. Mayikam means it is like a magic show of the three of the five elements. It is a product. Advaitam is the reality. World is a product. Then he quotes this another mantra of Chandogya, where the Chandogya Upanishad says how creation originates. He gives some reality to that sat vastu, and he says that sat vastu decided to become many. Not really, but parents. So he created fire. Then the fire also said, I want to become many. It created water. Then water also decided, I want to become many, exactly like how the Sat Vastu decided. Then water became earth. In Chandogya, the whole creation is coming only from three elements. You can extend it to Taittiriya Upanishad, where they talk about five elements. Tatto Tejo Asrujata. The macro universe comes from three elements: earth, water, fire. But Adhishtanam for all these three is Sat, pure existence. Advaita Brahman or Sat has a Shakti, Maya Shakti, a power. And that power produces these five elements or three elements. So this is how Chandogya Upanishad presents creation. Advaitam is Karanam, Ekam eva Advaitam Asti. There is only one non-dual Atma or Brahman in the beginning, and then through the Maya Shakti, it creates Dvaitam, which is five elements or the three elements. Then the Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, gives three examples: clay and pot, gold and ornament, iron and implements. See, this is Shankaracharya's explanation. I am trying to only put it in the form of these slides. All this is from Shankaracharya. The paragraph which you saw before is being explained in all this way. So Shankaracharya then quotes the Chandogya Upanishad and he says, quotes this particular mantra, which we have seen, the red color and so on. So Advaitam is Karanam, Dvaitam is Karyam. Karanam means cause, Karyam means effect or product. Advaitam is Satyam, cause is Satyam, Dvaitam is Mithya. Gold is Satyam, chain, bangle is Nama, Rupa, Kriya. Name, form and function. But the reality is what? The reality is consciousness. Reality is existence. World is Nama, Rupa, Kriya, Atmakam. That is what the Chandogya Upanishad teaches us. Now, the world can exist along with the Karana, if the Karanam is of a higher order of reality. So, Karanam and Karyam can exist in the world. They are not opposed to each other. So, Advaitin says that Advaitam is paramarthikam and Dvaitam is vyavaharika. Are you able to understand the paramarthikam and this thing and the vyavaharikam? For example, you are a waker. You experience the dream world. In the dream world, it can be many things which you experience. You can experience a mountain, experience your friend, you can experience your wife, you can experience your child. So many things are possible. But the entire dream world is a karya. It is an effect. The cause is the waker. Waker, the knowledge, the dreamer doesn't know he is a waker. And then there are so many experiences are there in the dream world. Dream world is pratibhasikam. It is a projected world of the mind. Compare it to now waking state. In the waking state, Shankaracharya says there is a paramarthika satyam, there is a higher order of reality. In the dream state, it was the sleep which caused the dream world. In the reality, it is the mula vidya or it is ignorance of that atma which causes this entire waking state. I'm going a little bit deeper than what is here in the slide, but I'm sure you understand because you have to understand the meaning behind all this. So Shankaracharya says you don't have to withdraw in samadhi to know that you are Atma. Because samadhi is an experience where you try to bring down all the thoughts and just remain in your swarup. That is, in initial stages is good. You can say, yes, now I can experience. That experience of samadhi explains me this Advaitam and Dvaitam. But finally, it is only understanding. Understanding I, the Atma, am a higher order. Dvaitam is a lower order. Advaitam is real, my Swarupam. By knowing that Swarupam means what? Nature. My intrinsic nature. Knowing that intrinsic nature, which is paramarthika satyam, I can be ever free, nitya mukta swarupaha. Dvaitam is there, experience it. So the knowledge of a jnani is not to displace the Dvaita experience at all. He doesn't want to displace the Dvaita experience because that is not possible. Dvaita experience what means what? Our transactional waking world, dream world. For him, he says, I have the knowledge of pramana called as the Shruti. I use the Shruti and then I am free. That's all. So we also can use the Shruti Vakyam and say, I am Paramarthika Satyam, Turiya Atma. Whatever I experience, in spite of the duality, I claim I am non-dual Atma. For a yogi, samadhi is very important. Why? Because yoga doesn't have paramarthika satyam. For him, everything is real. So in the vyavahara itself, a yogi tries to dwell on Atma and says that now because of that condition of the mind where I have dropped the thoughts, I can now experience my real self. Shankaracharya says it is not possible because you will come out of your Advaita experience and then you will claim again Dvaita. Hope you're getting the point. Slowly, I'm trying to explain. These are all very difficult verses to explain, but if you continue to listen in the way it is being said, you will definitely be able to understand the logic behind Shankaracharya's Bhashyam. Advaitin is seeing the world and he says, I am not afraid of Dvaita Prapancha at all. After Jnanam, not before Jnanam. After the Mandukya third chapter, you can also say, not afraid of birth or death, because it's vyavaharika satya. Like the dream. In the dream, so many things happen. The moment I've woken up, does the dream world disturb me? No. Same thing will happen when you become a jnani. Suppose you understand the third chapter of Advaita Atma. At the end of the chapter, you will say, I have understood Shankaracharya's explanation of the universe. I have fully understood. Whatever I experience belongs to the lower order of reality. I am the experiencer, chit, consciousness, awareness. I am of a higher order of reality, paramarthika satyam. Therefore, I am not afraid of the Dvaitam Jagrat Avastha. See, this logic is very important. This reasoning is very important. Otherwise, you will still just listen to Upanishads, but it will not transform you. Shankaracharya's Bhashyam study will 100% transform you. But you have to keep on revising this. Because when we listen to it, we understand, we accept everything. But we forget this thing. It has to go into our subconscious mind. As you keep listening, automatically it will go to subconscious. You don't have to make any other effort. Taittiriya Upanishad says, this particular mantra, we have covered Taittiriya Upanishad. You may recollect this mantra, very important mantra in Taittiriya Upanishad. Anirukte anilayane abhaya pratishtham vindate. A jnani is fearless. Why is he fearless? Because he has come to know this Brahman, which is invisible, without a body, and knowing this Brahman, he becomes free. Knowing Brahman as what? As paramarthika satyam. Don't forget, today's talk and the next week's talk is based on paramarthikam vyavaharika. If you're not understanding paramarthikam, vyavaharikam, pratibhasikam, please put it in the chat box. I will explain again, because that these three words are the most important words for these mantras. As we go forward, we are getting into more deeper and deeper understanding of Advaita Vedanta. I'm sure all of you, as you go through these mantras itself, you must be wondering, wow, this is a very deep meaning. I never used to think like this. I never thought that this is the way Advaita has to be understood. So, Shankaracharya's conclusion is there is no opposition between Advaitam and Dvaitam. There is no contradiction, which the other philosophers are saying. How can you have Advaitam and Dvaitam? Paraspara virodha nasti, bhinna sattvatvat, iti hetuhu. This is the reason. Bhinna sattvatvat means the differences in higher reality and the lower reality. The logic also supports my reasoning. Vyavaharika. When mind does not have spandanam means rotation. Vritti parinama. Suppose my mind is steady. In chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, like a flame in a windless container. The flame will never flutter. Like that, my mind is there. There is no spandanam. There is no vibration of the mind. When mind does not have any motion of thoughts, he gives three examples: samadhi, murcha, sushupti. Samadhi, we know, it is thoughtless experience. Murcha is unconscious condition of the mind, unconsciousness. Suppose you fall and you have a coma. And you can't think at that time. When you are in coma, there's no thought. So it is a condition of the mind. Then there is the third experience, sleep, sushupti. In sleep also, we are only saying, I don't experience anything. See, in all these three conditions, we are not entertaining any thoughts. When there are no thoughts, Dvaitam is gone. Abhavat Advaita Atma alone is left behind. Don't say when the Dvaitam is gone, when the world is gone, see, that is why we say the world is nothing but thoughts. Entire world all of us we experience through mobile, through TV, through newspapers, through our perceptions, all are coming into our mind in the form of thoughts only. And it is these thoughts is witnessed by consciousness, awareness. Awareness gives us the perception of duality. Suppose there is no thoughts in sleep, there is no duality. At that time, there is Advaitam. No Dvaitam. Advaita means what? No Dvaitam. Dvaitam means what? Duality. So, Dvaitam resolves into Advaita Atma when the thoughts are resolved. So, when the whole world is negated by knowledge of Atma, which is aware of the world which is manifesting, which is aware of the unmanifest condition of the world and the mind. That is the reality. Knowing that reality as Turiya Atma, I become free. See, this very, very deep science, going beyond the sense organs, beyond the world, into our very nature, which is consciousness. Kaivalya Upanishad has a very beautiful mantra, the 14th mantra, which is a Kaivalya Upanishad. Also, you can study along with Mandukya because the idea of three states are given in Kaivalya also. Punascha Janmantara Karma Yoga Eva Jivaha Sopiti Prabuddhaha Puratraye Kridati Yascha Jivas Tasastu Jatam Sakalam Vichitram. Adharam Ananda Akhanda Bodham Yasmin Layam Yati Purastrayam Cha. What does this say? See the understanding of Kaivalya. Kaivalya Upanishad says that we are traveling from one state to another state. A jiva is taking several births and several waking dream states in every birth. So here he says there is a jiva which continues in every birth. Not only it continues in every birth and then it survives the death of the body, it also comes back in the waking state, dream state, sleep state. There is a travel involved. So a jiva is one who sports through the three cities, waking, dream, and sleep. He calls it cities. That jiva means the ahamkara associated with the mind discovers the adhishtanam of the mind, which is consciousness, in which alone the three cities are coming and going. So Turiyam is the ultimate destination for all of us. Whether we are understanding Dvaitam, we are not understanding Advaitam, whatever it is, Upanishad is very clear. We are all Advaita Atma. Whether you are a Jnani or Ajnani, ultimately this is what is creation. Because of Purva Janma Karma, again you start taking thoughts. The thoughts come in the Jagrata Avastha, the thoughts come in They go out in the Sushupti Avastha. So through logic, Anvaya Vyatireka, when the thoughts are there, thoughts Sattve, Dvaita Satyam. Thoughts Abhave, Dvaita Abhava. Anvaya Vyatireka. When thoughts are there, Dvaitam is there. Dvaita means what? Duality. When thoughts are not there, it is Advaitam. So, world does not have an independent existence. Without the mind, there is no world. This is the Rishi's discovery. By understanding waking, dream, and sleep, and also the Adhisthana Atma, which is revealed by the Upanishad. So Shankaracharya says, use this one approach. He says there is a second approach now. The second approach is, he says, Dvaitam resolves into Advaitam when thoughts are ended. And they rise from Advaitam when thoughts come again. Therefore, Advaitam is the cause, Dvaitam is the effect, which is Karyam. Karyam can be many. So many human beings are there on earth. But then we are not studying the human beings as bodies. But we are studying human beings as Atma. Waves and ocean. Waves resolve into ocean, they rise from ocean. So ocean is the Karanam, waves is the Karyam. Karanam means cause. Waves is effect or product. Similarly, waking world resolves where? All of us we experience. You see, one thing we should understand in Vedanta is not against Anubhava, not against our experiences at all. Vedanta only says, study your experiences. Use the Shruti, Mandukya Upanishad, and then see the logic, Anvaya Vyatireka. Come to a conclusion. Let your intellect decide whether what is Dvaitam is Satyam or Advaitam is Satyam. So our three states, they rise from Turiya, they resolve into Turiya. This is a very deep understanding of the universe through Upanishads. If you don't study Upanishads and especially Shankaracharya Bhashyam, you cannot get vision of Shankaracharya and the Upanishads. So Turiyam is Karanam, Advaitam is Karanam, world is Karyam. Ataha Advaitasya Dvaita Karanatvat Shrishti Siddhya Karanatvat Advaitam paramarthika satyam iti uchyate. Advaitam is higher order of reality. The world of waking and dream is of a lower order of reality. Because of the two orders of reality, we say Advaitam is Satyam, Jagan is Mithya. Coexistence is possible. For example, waker and dreamer, the waker itself becomes a dreamer, isn't it? What Upanishad just says is extend it further, a little bit further. Turiya Atma alone exists. Waker is an experience. It's just a lower order of reality. Like dreamer and waker, waker and super waker. We can accommodate Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, but Dvaitins cannot accommodate Advaitam. Why? They are very angry at us. They say, how is it possible? Because They don't have two orders of reality. Again, Shankaracharya quotes another Upanishad. Again, see, we have studied 500 such explanations, paragraphs of Shankaracharya. How many? 500. This is as good as the whole Bhagavad Gita of 700 verses. Those 700 verses are easy. When you have understood Mandukya Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita becomes so easy. I'm sure all of you realize this. Let's continue. So in this mantra, Shankaracharya quotes Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 2 verses. Very beautiful verses. For Dvaita philosophers, unlike Advaitin, who is comfortable, Dvaitins are disturbed. They have only Jagrat Prapancha, which is real. Swapna is unreal. For Dvaitins, they also say Swapna is unreal. Swapna is Dvaitam, it is unreal. But Jagrat is real. Like we also feel, I experience a solid world. ETU, experienceability, transactability, utility is there. Very useful world. I can get money in the world. I can earn money. Money is very useful. All that is true. But they are all vyavaharika satya. When you come to Vedanta study, you are talking about the spiritual self. Spiritual self is paramarthika satyam. It is advaitam. For other people, there is no paramarthikam. They all have only vyavaharika. They can't say Advaitam is real and Dvaitam is, for them, both are real. For them, Advaitam is also real. Dvaitam is also real, and then that's why they get confused. They say that Upanishads don't reveal Dvaitam, they only reveal Dvaitam. For us, Turiyam is Satya. Jagrat is Mithya. Swapna is Mithya. For them, Dvaitam is real. Unreal is Advaitam. See how different the other philosophers are compared to Advaita Jnanis. So they are confused there are some people who are confused without thinking. One type. There are a lot of other people who are confused after a lot of thinking. Still confused. Sankhya, according to Shankaracharya, is confused after doing so much of analysis of Prakriti, Pradhanam. Ultimately, they say Prakriti and Pradhanam, or matter and consciousness, are Dvaitam, and that is their reality. Which is what Shankaracharya wants to refute. So far, explanations were given by Gaudapadacharya, and Shankaracharya explained. But now, Gaudapadacharya, in the next verse, he is going to raise his voice because he gets irritated. He says, why don't you Dvaitins understand Advaitin and Paramarthika Satyam? Why call this as a Branta? Branta means delusion. Advaitam is Prantaha. Advaitam is not delusion. There is no contradiction at all. For example, Bhakti is the starting point. But in Bhakti, there is Lord and the devotee. There is clear Dvaitam. Suppose you sing Lord on bhajan on Lord Rama or Lord Krishna, you like it. Good, you can do it. It's not, there is nothing wrong singing bhajans, even if you are an Advaitin, because Advaitin says, Aham Brahma Asmi, in spite of experience of Advaita. Not replacement of Dvaitam to Advaita. For Advaitam, bhakti is of a lower order of reality. There are only two different orders. So there are many seekers in the talk who ask at the end of the talk, how can I live in the world at the same time try to understand all this? I forget about this Atma when I'm transacting in the world. The answer to that question is here. Atma is of a higher order of reality, like the waker and dreamer. Even when the transactions are going on in the world, you can still accept Advaita Atma as the ultimate truth. For a jnani, bhakti is a thanksgiving. He is grateful to the Lord who has given him Advaita Jnanam. Because he has understood the two planes of reality. So the whole talk today, almost 1 hour, I've taken just for one verse, and the central idea is Atma or Brahman is paramarthika. It can coexist with vyavaharika satyam, waking, dream, and sleep. These are some revision notes. I will run through it in case these are just revision notes. World is not born out of Brahman. No jiva is born out of Brahman. Veda talks about seeming creation of a jiva and a seeming creation of a jagat for teaching Advaita Brahman. So whenever creation is being taught in the Upanishads, you must know it is a stepping stone to come to Advaita Atma. We can't cover the Shruti Vakyams. It's like covering the pumpkin with a rice seed. You cannot cover a pumpkin with a small rice seed. We cannot ignore the Shruti Vakyam. We cannot ignore the Upanishads when it says Tattvamasi. You cannot ignore it. Suppose the Upanishad says that Neha Nanasti Kinchana, there is no universe at all. How do you interpret those verses is what we learn in these commentary of Shankaracharya. Creation is temporarily accepted by the Veda for the sake of teaching Advaita Atma. Shankaracharya quotes Purusha Suktam. I told you there are 6 quotations in this analysis of this one mantra. In the next mantra is going to be more. Very beautiful mantra is the next one. Purusha Suktam Ajaya Mano Bahuda Vijayate. Very important. Purusha Suktam is a very beautiful Suktam, hymn. In important functions, this Purusha Suktam is sung like Vishnu Sahasranama. You chant so that your mind becomes conducive to the ritual or whatever you're performing. Atma becomes the universe without becoming the universe, without undergoing a change. This portion of point number 8, Varta Upadana Karanam, I am going to explain next week. In the next class, don't miss the next class. It's a very important class, a very important session, next session. The 19th Karika is the explanation of a very important portion of Vedanta. Like a waker becomes dreamer and again remains as waker after the dream. See how beautiful Shankaracharya is trying to explain to us the depth of Turiya Atma. He says Turiya Atma becomes the waker, the waking world, remaining eternally as Turiyam. This is called as Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Vivarta means changeless cause of the universe. Very, very important technical word in Vedanta. Vivarta Karanam, Parinami Karanam. I'm going to explain that next week. This is just a prelude to that. Paramarthikam is Turiyam. Jiva Jagat Ishvara is Vyavaharikam. Is Pratibhasikam. This is the only way he says, Shankara says, to reconcile the Shruti Vakyams, which talk of Dvaitam and Advaitam. See, many people, when they listen to Kathopanishad, and especially in Kathopanishad, there are many verses which talk of Dvaitam and Advaitam. So seekers, they don't know how to interpret properly. Shankaracharya teaches us how to interpret Dvaita Vakyams properly, Advaita Vakyams properly. Upanishad, for example, Manasaive Atmavayam Neha Nanasti Kinchana. All of you know this mantra. I have already quoted this mantra about 50 times during this Mandukya Upanishad. So this is one of the most important mantras for Advaita Atma. Turiya Atma is Advaitam. In Kathopanishad, where is it mentioned? This mantra. Turiya Atma is mentioned in the 7th mantra of Mandukya. In Kathopanishad, where is it mentioned? 2nd chapter, 1st section, 11th verse. Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no Dvaitam at all. Advaitam is the reality. Another place Shankaracharya quotes, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. See, what I have done is, in Shankaracharya's commentary, he just gives the reference number. I have taken those references and I have given you the actual mantras in these notes. That is why these notes are very specially prepared and they are useful for a very sincere seeker. If you're a sincere seeker, you will understand the notes beautifully when you go through the videos of the talks. So in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is most of you know this verse. It is Neti Neti. Again and again, 4 times Neti Neti comes in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Chapter 2, 3rd section, 6th verse. Neti Neti means what? This world is Neti Neti. Then the Neti Neti means you drop the world. It is experience, but don't take it as real. Not this. This is not Atma. This is not Atma. Vyavaharika Satyam is not Atma. Paramarthika Satyam is, Pratibhasika Satyam is not Atma. What is Atma? It is Aham Brahma Asmi, which is Param. Advaitam was, Advaitam is, Advaitam ever will be. This is the ultimate truth of Vedanta. Understanding this Advaitam is called as Samyak Darshanam. Clear knowledge of Atma. What about Dvaitam? In the 17th Karika and the 18th Karika, we have given reasons why Dvaitam is not the reality. It keeps on promoting rebirth again and again. You suppose you take the waking state and the dream state. Okay, forget the dream state. Suppose you keep on saying the waking state is very real. So what does the waking state do for the jiva? It promotes raga and dvesha. Raga and dvesha, it promotes. Therefore, we say raga means what? Likes and dislikes. It keeps on promoting. I like this, I don't like this. I like this taste, I don't like this taste. I like this dish, I don't like this. Keeps on promoting. What is that? So then what will happen? You will be taking another birth. So the Dvaitam Shankaracharya says is asamyak darshanam. Asamyak darshanam means it is confusion. Samyak right vision is something which does not promote raga and dvesha. You live in the world, but control the raga and dvesha with Advaita Jnana. Your likes and dislikes. I prefer. I prefer to have coffee, not I insist to have coffee every day. Preferences are allowed, but insistence is what we have to take away. So, Karika number 17, Advaitam alone accommodates Dvaitam without hating Advaitam. Whereas other philosophers hate Advaitins, they don't like Advaitins. Why Advaitin accommodates Dvaita and Visishta Advaitin also? In their vision, there is no Advaitam at all. But in our vision, we have Dvaitam. In their vision, Dvaitam and Advaitam, logically it is not possible. They are opposed to each other. Therefore, they say both are not real. They are opposing. Advaitam says, don't worry. It is not a contradictory because we are talking of two orders of reality, like the waking and the dream, waker and the super waker Atma. Super waker is called as paramarthika satyam, which is turiyam. The lower order of reality is the vyavaharikam. So we can accommodate infinite number of things and beings, which is mithya. There cannot be two paramarthika satyams. Paramarthika satyam is one. That is why it is called as Advaita. There is nothing higher than there is nothing higher than paramarthika satyam. That is why paramarthika satyam means it is the ultimate reality. The final conclusion of Shankaracharya is very beautiful. He says, Advaitam is not absence of Dvaitam, but it is in spite of Dvaitam. Two orders can exist simultaneously without contradicting each other. For example, the waker is there, so many dream worlds have come and gone. Waker is still there. Similarly, Thuriyam is always there. So many waking worlds have come and gone in so many births. The moment I understand Thuriyam is the super waker, he is always there. I am the super waker. I am the Advaita Atma. To come to Advaita, mind requires a lot of preparation, purity, and knowledge. That is why Kathopanishad and Gita, they say these two verses. Uttishtata jagrata prapya varan nibodata. Nibodata. Bodhata means rise above this waking knowledge to Turiya Atma knowledge. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't be always in this vyavaharika and thinking it is real and it is absolute. Wake up to Turiya Atma. Turiya Atma, the path is very sharp, like a razor's edge. It is very difficult. Now you know what is this the meaning of this verse. Because we have covered 3 chapters of Advaita for Mandukya Upanishad. Only in the 3rd chapter we have started getting a glimpse of this Atma as Satyam and the Vyavaharika world as Mithya. क्लेशोऽधिकरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ताहित गतिर्दुःखम् देहद अधिवाप्यते. So, manifest is very difficult for seekers to understand because you have to study so many verses of the scriptures. Kathopanishad says, It is a wonder if you are able to hear Advaita Vedanta. Many have heard it, but many also, most of them, they don't comprehend the truth. Wonderful is one who has found a teacher who can explain Advaita. It's so difficult because Advaitam is so difficult. It's a Surasya Dhara. The spiritual path is a difficult path. But once you have gone through like you climb the Kailash mountains, you feel you have reached the top. So similarly, when you have done the Mandukya Upanishad, Advaita Atma, the third chapter, you feel, my God, I have understood it so well. For preparation, Mithya Advaitam and Vasishta Advaitam is enough. Preparation of the mind. For example, in the dream world, dream water alone is useful, not the waking water. Accepting Dvaitam will not disturb Advaitam because of two orders of reality. And the pramanams for the two orders of reality is the Brihadaneka Upanishad, this mantra, chapter 2, number 5. Shankara quotes this mantra even in the next Karika. It's a very beautiful. Whenever you want to know where is Advaitam given as a pramanam, pramanam means Advaitam is what is the source of knowledge for Advaitam? And here is where in this Brihadaneka Upanishad it tells us because of Maya Shakti we experience the ultimate truth is only Brahman, which is all pervading. And then there is another mantra which Shankaracharya quotes here. This one is much more popular than the previous one. Yadai yat vai tanna pashyati pashyan vai tanna pashyati nahi drashtur drashter viparilomo vidyate vinasitam. So this one, it says, I mean, this is a mantra which you should meditate on. Then only this Advaitam will click for you. Very beautiful mantra for meditation. I hope I can take this sometime. See, as Sakshi Chaitanyam, what this mantra says is that witnesshood never ceases. It is a witness of the state, witness of the dream state, it is a witness of even the sleep state. Turiya Atma is a witness of the sleep state. In the sleep state, what is there? Unmanifest world is there, but Atma is there. As what? As Advaita Satya Atma. Okay, there are some more explanations to this verse, to this 18th Karika. I will stop here and continue next week. So next week is an important week for understanding Advaita. If you can attend, try to attend because I will be going slowly. These verses are extremely important, and that's why I will be taking up these mantras in a very detailed way because Shankaracharya writes commentary very beautifully. So we'll start with 503 commentary next week. Okay. All right. Oh. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 there are no questions on the chat box. In case any of you would like to ask a question, you can just raise your hand and then you can ask. I now see a question. I will answer that first, and then I will go to the audience who's listening and who have a question in mind. Nipa Shah, she says, can we say Advaita Samyak Darshanam is same as Sat? Samyak Jnana, Samyak Charitriya, is it same as Satchidananda? Okay. I have not studied Jainism in very big detail, so I may not be able to answer the question about Samyak Darshanam in Jainism. But I will explain to you from Advaita point of view. Samyak Darshanam means Darshanam means vision. Samyak means clear vision. Clear vision of I as Atma. Clear vision of the nature of Atma as Advaita, as the Sat principle. So, first part of your question is correct. Advaita Samyak Darshana means Sat Vidya. It is the Atma Vidya in the form of Sat, which is Jagat, which is existence principle. So, you are right in your first part. So, at any time when you say, you see, always try to understand this Jnanam is what Advaita Samyak Darshanam. When you say Darshanam, it means a vision for you. And that vision will come to you only when you say, I am that pure art, I am that Sat. You take that as Sat, as yourself, and then you will understand the entire vision of the world. From what you tell me in this month, in this note of yours, Jainism has 3 steps: Samyak Darshanam, Samyak Jnanam, and Samyak Charitriyam. Samyak Darshanam is the same as an Advaita and in Jainism. Samyak Jnanam is also the same. Samyak Jnana means knowledge about the Atma. Samyak Charitriyam, the way I understand, Charitra means the what you walk the path. That means Aham Brahmasmi, walking the path of knowledge is, from my understanding, is Samyak Charitriyam. And Samyak means definitely it refers to Satchidananda. And what is Satchidananda? Satchidananda is the Swarupam of Atma. So, Nipa, have you understood a little bit of what I explained? Is it clear? Shanmugam, can you unmute everybody? Okay, Gyan is said to be experiencing of the knowledge. Okay, Gyan is the same as consciousness. Good. I think Nipa, if you have a question on what I have said, you can comment. Have we got the clarity? Okay. All right. Shanmugam, you're unmuted all.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Next is good. Nipa has answered. Nandu, you have a question?
Yeah, Hariom sir. Thank you for nice class as well as meditation. I have just 2 query and just to confirm understanding. We say like Karya Karan, cause and effect, and that cause and effect, as per my understanding, it will come in the Dvaitam only, whereas in Advaita, there will be no name as a Karan, But maybe in some of the text, I think not maybe Mandukya or maybe some different text, there are like 4 types of like mentions like Sthul Deha, Sthul Sukshma, Karan and Mahakaran. Mahakaran could be wording for like a Turiya, but Karan may not be right for Turiya. Is it correct?
Yeah, you're right. See, even in next week, your question will be answered in full. But just to give you, just to tell you what we are, just to give an answer to your question today. Basically, what Shankaracharya teaches in Mandukya Upanishad is, he says that in Dvaitam, there will be cause and effect. That Dvaita means in Jagrata Avastha, in Swapna Avastha, there will be cause and effect, and it is called as relative cause and effect. For example, father and child is a relative. Seed and a plant, it is relative cause and effect. We are going to discuss this in very big detail next week. But I'm just to answer your question, cause effect is available in the Dvaita state. In Advaita state, there is no cause and effect because it is Turiyam. The moment you say Turiyam, which is what ultimately we all must understand as our real nature. So our parents are relatively the cause for the body. We are not talking of the relative cause when we are discussing Mandukya Upanishad 7th mantra. In the 7th mantra of Mandukya Upanishad, in all the Upanishads, when we talk about Brahman, initially we say Brahman is the cause of the world. That is the starting point. Turiyam is the cause of the world. Initially, to junior students, we will say this. But ultimately, Shankaracharya says that Turiyam is not the cause, it is Akaranam Brahma. Because only when you know Turiyam as not a cause, then you will get moksha. That is, knowing Turiyam, understanding Turiyam will give you the moksha purushartha. It will give you the 4th goal of life. Knowing that Purusha, knowing that Turiyam gives me freedom from identification with the body and mind. See, the moment we have identifications with the body and mind, we are in the waking state, dream state, sleep state. So we say it is cause, we say Brahman or Satchidananda is a cause initially, but ultimately Upanishad says, Neha nanasti kinchana. World is not there at the absolute level, at the paramarthika level. When you take some cause, you will be looking for effect. That's what Nipasha is saying. When you say Turiyam is the cause, you will start imagining there is a cause, there is an effect, and then you will always look at Dvaitam. Cause effect is always in Dvaitam. Beyond cause effect is Advaita. That is how you should understand. So Turiyam means Advaita. It is beyond Karanam and Karanam. So is it clear, Nando?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Good. Very good.
Sir, about the subject of like meditation, I believe it's like the same of like Tasya Bhasa Sarvam Vibhati, what we have learned from the several Upanishads.
Correct. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it's the same, exactly the same message. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, neha. So that mantra and this mantra of Dakshinamurti is the same. There is a light which is a spiritual light, which is beyond all material lights. And that light is my real nature. And that light is nityaha, it is ajaha, it is birthless, it is ever shining. Knowing that light itself gives me a lot of peace of mind. See, the moment we come to Vedanta, it gives us tremendous peace of because your mind is able to think of something different than what you are experiencing in the world. Good. Anybody else has a question? Okay. If there are no questions, we'll stop here and then we'll continue next week. Thank you. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Shekhar.
Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you.
Hari Om, Shekhar-ji.
Hari Om. Venkatesh, how are you?
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, excellent.
You've been traveling a lot?
Yeah, I have been not really in the last 4 weeks. Yes, I have been traveling earlier, but last few weeks I was busy with some other works and all. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, but
What
I'm
I'm
just
looking now in Mandukya is a very, very deep portion of Mandukya.
yeah, particularly this Vivartana Karanam and Parinama Karanam. Yeah, I remember that will be very, very interesting. That will
Very
clarify
next week
about
I'm
the
going to
whole
take that.
Maya and everything.
Correct. I'm going to take
Yeah.
that next week. It's a very beautiful explanation of Shankaracharya on the next verse, the Karika number 19.
Yeah,
It'll be very, 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 very interesting.
like how Dvaitam and Advaitam can stay together. That's the beautiful way to clarify that. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you understand Advaitam properly, you
Yeah.
will never know what we are talking in Upanishads.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Venkatesh. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Shekhar.
Good night.